So I'm just like, oh, okay, that ain't my department because I don't know what this is and your affiliation. Yeah, I don't know none of that. But I'm like, okay, D. Okay, he said, and I'm gonna be making some moves, and I may have to unplug the tracker in my truck a couple of times. I'm just like, unplug the track. He said yes because I'm gonna be at locations that I don't need you to know of, and I don't need to have a record of. I'm like, the fuck you mean you don't need me to know I have a record of? He's like, look, I need you to just trust me on this because I don't need a record of these locations. I'm like, okay, all right, but I don't feel like you need to unplug the GPS because I'm like, I can just erase the notification out of the Vivid. I can just erase it. Like, you ain't got to unplug. He's like, no, I'm just letting you know ahead of time because you love to say that I don't communicate with you. I'm just talking to you and letting you know what's going to happen moving forward. You got to trust me, okay? You trust me? In my head, I'm like, nigga, hell no, I don't fucking trust you. Why? Well, who in their right mind would trust you? But I'm just like, I'm here. I'm here. So, okay, I trust you. So, days go on. Everything is normal. I'll say normal because D isn't getting overly aggressive. Like, he's not getting overly aggressive. He still yells from time to time. And then he stopped discipline King. Like, he stopped, like, discipline King altogether. He'll, like, yell at King, call King out of his name every once in a while. But I noticed that instead of him putting his hands on King, anytime he would get upset with King, he'd be like, man, Jackson, hit that little nigga for me. And of course, Jackson would do it. And every time I see Jackson do it, I'm like, Jackson, no, no, we not gonna do that. And D'll look at me. I'm like, D, come on, don't teach them that. That's not, then they gonna start fighting, and then they start fighting. They gonna break something. Like, no, we already had to fix the hole in the side of on the wall over here by the door. And he was like, that was your fault. And I was like, whew, how was that my fault? But okay, because the hole got there from D throwing me across the wall. I don't remember that argument, but I remember him throwing me across the wall and that hole getting in the wall. But I found somebody that'll fix the hole. So we had got the hole fixed. And I'm just like, I don't want anything else happening. He was just like, well, all right, okay, we'll do that. So as the time the weeks go by, King's birthday came along. We threw him I threw him an impromptu birthday party. I made like cupcakes, invited his cousins over, and we just like had a little cookout at the house for his birthday because this was our first birthday we got to celebrate with him, and he turned 5. So I'm just like yes, and we even bought him a bike for his birthday. It was it was a beautiful thing. But after that birthday party, I noticed that Darian kept getting more irritable. He was taking his medication because I was making sure like he took his medication like clockwork. When he took his supplements, he took his medication. And then he now had clients asking him about his nutrition plan. So now we're sitting down brainstorming, coming up with a nutrition plan for these people, like how to get them to lose weight in the same way that D lost weight. Yeah. So we're doing that. And then one day King did something. I don't remember what he did, but he did something that pissed Darian off. And when it pissed Darian off, Darian called both King and Jackson to the living room. And he stood in front of them. We had boxing gloves. He went and got the boxing gloves, put them on, and he was just like, the next time one of you little niggas start any more fuss, y'all make a mess or do anything, I'm going across y'all chest. I'm going to chin check y'all ass too. And I looked at him. I'm just like, you're not going to hit them with that. He was like, I'm talking to my sons. Let me handle my sons. I'm letting them know when one fuck up, both of them getting fucked up. And I'm just like, D, like what? He was like, I got this. And then he sent them to the room. And when they went to the room, he turned around and looked at me. He's like, look, don't ever do that in front of them. I was like, don't do what? He was like, don't ever challenge the way that I discipline them in front of them. And I'm just like, well, I didn't like what you said because you're not going to put your hands on them like that. It's like, look, they need to learn to respect me. And I would rather them be terrified that I'm going to put my hands on them so that they don't do shit. And I'm just like, okay, D. All right, D. All right. So a couple of days go by and I'm leaving work on the way home with the kids. I'm in the car. I get a call from D. I answer. Of course, he on Bluetooth. I was like, hey, what's up? He was just like, why the fuck Jackson School called me? I'm like, huh? He was like, why the fuck Jackson School called me about his ass? And then I look up in the rear view and I see Jackson in the back, just terrified. Like his eyes got so big, like, yo, what the fuck I do? So I took him off Bluetooth. And I was just like, D, what you talking about? What they said? He was like, they fucking called me and said that Jackson left his laptop at the house and he couldn't do any of his work today. And I'm just like, oh, well, maybe he just forgot it. He was like, nah, the fact that they had to call me and tell me that, like, that don't sit well with me. It don't sit well with me at all because he need to be more responsible. You can't, how the fuck you go to school without your laptop? How you do that? I'm like, D, it's all right. Like, he made a mistake. It's okay. He was like, man, no, fuck that. Fuck that. No, that's your problem. You always just let him get away with every fucking thing. I'm like, D, like, calm down. It's okay. And I'm looking at the rear view, looking at Jackson, and Jackson is just, his eyes are still so big. They're like so big. And then I end up getting off the phone with D. And I was like, Jackson, what? You left your laptop at home today? He was like, yes. And then when I went to the school, I tried to tell the teacher that I left it by accident, but then she got upset because she said I never do my work. But I always do my work. I'm always doing my work, Mom. I promise I'm always doing my work. And she said that she was going to call my parent, but I didn't think that she was going to call Dad. I didn't think that she was going to call Dad. I'm just like, it's okay. He's like, no, I don't want Dad to be mad at you. I don't want Dad to be mad at me. Like, I didn't think that she was going to call Dad. I'm like, Jackson, it's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna talk to your dad when he gets home. It's okay. It's cool. It's fine. So we get to the house. I do my normal routine. I cook, get, everything ready, whatever. The kids eat. I play a little game with them before I send them to bed, like send them upstairs. So around like 9 o'clock, everything just seemed to be real quiet because I was in my room. I came out into the living room. I'm like, everything quiet. Like, let me go check on the kids. I go upstairs because I hadn't sent them to bed just yet. So I go upstairs. I'm like, King and Kion, they were in their room. And then I go to Jackson's room. Jackson wasn't in his room. And I'm just like, I was only in my room for an hour. What the fuck is Jackson? So I go downstairs. The dogs are sitting by the door. Like, they're sitting by the door. So they're not in, like, I'm like, okay, right? So I go downstairs to the basement. I'm like, well, maybe he was taking a shower in the bathroom downstairs. I go, he's not in the shower. I'm like, where the fuck is Jackson? So I'm looking around. I'm panicking at this point. I go outside to the backyard and I'm looking around. I'm like, Jackson, Jackson, Jackson. I'm yelling his name. Nothing. I'm like, what the fuck? I go back in the house. I go upstairs and I start looking around. I'm like, Jackson, come out. It's not funny. Jackson, it's not funny. Where are you? Jackson, Jackson, Jackson. And I look. His phone was left on his bed along with his tablet. And I'm just like, where the fuck is Jackson? So I go back downstairs. I go in the front yard and I'm yelling like, Jackson, Jackson, Jackson. And I'm just like, yo, where the fuck did Jackson go? I'm like, who the fuck took Jackson? Where is Jackson?